afternoon, class. Today, our TEK will be physical activity and health. The student understands and applies the safety practices associated with physical activities. The student is expected to, which is you all, analyze exercises for their effects on the body, such as beneficial and potentially dangerous activities. So we all know exercise is good for us, right? Well, it can also be dangerous to our body if we don't manage it properly, or if we don't take in our surroundings properly. So, can anyone give me the three types of exercises we have? Cardiovascular endurance, muscular endurance, and muscular strength. Yes. Well, when you're doing cardiovascular endurance, there's multiple types of way to perform those exercises, such as running, jogging, swimming, riding a bike, rollerblading, and anything dealing with the body and your heart where it works out. Muscular strength and muscular endurance are actually where you're lifting weights or you're doing body work such as push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups. Well, to maintain this safe, we must take in our surroundings and how well we're fit, and the safety precautions necessary. So, for example, when you're running, you can think of a place such as a treadmill, which can be safe because you're indoors, which is cooler on your body. It takes less of a toll, and there's water available regularly from a water fountain or from a water bottle. So that's going to be a safe place, and you can do longer exercise. Where we have to worry and take more into consideration is in the summer, how hot does it get here? Yeah, like 110 degrees. Well, if you're gonna go run outside in the park, you're gonna I'm gonna run 2 miles. Well, you have to take into consideration that it's gonna be 110 degrees outside, and it's gonna take a large toll on your body. You're gonna be sweating a lot, and you must make sure to carry water. Water can help prevent plenty of things such as cramps, heat strokes, headaches, and many other symptoms that can be caused from exercising too much. Well, whenever you're going to run outside, I'm not saying it's bad and don't do it, but you have to take water. You have to maybe run with a partner just in case you get a heat stroke to help prevent that. Another example is here that we can use is swimming. Swimming is a great way to cool off during the summer, especially because the water's going to be fresh and cool you. But if you need to have someone there watching you or actually doing the exercise with you, because you can get a cramp and you can end up drowning. Now, swimming is a great way, and it's one of the best exercises in there. But even the best swimmers can cramp up and could possibly be drowned. Michael Phelps, a gold medalist, can get cramps. Anyone who's a beginner. So, as long as you have someone there watching you or swimming with you that knows how to swim and can save you or help you, you should be good. And that's just taking the proper safety. Now, for example, if you're going to be riding a bike, you have to take into consideration the terrain and where you're going. You can go on hills, and that's fine. But if you're with rocks, that might be a little bit more dangerous because you can slip and hurt yourself. All this is good for our body. Don't take into consideration that it's bad. We're doing an exercise for our body, which helps us perform better exercise. When you're doing this, it is recommended that after an hour of exercise, you take a drink with electrolytes. This really helps us give us the nutrients that we lose when we sweat. So, an example of that could be Gatorade, Powerade, and coconut water is a good one as well. So, Tim, can you tell me what can we do when we're swimming outside to help prevent, to make it more safe? Yes, have a spotter. Or have someone there watching with us. That's exactly right. We're going to use spotter right now with a weight. Good job. And after how long are we supposed to drink a drink with electrolytes such as Gatorade or Powerade? Cassie. Not 30 minutes. An hour, yes. All these, we must remember that we have to correlate them to the FIT principle, because that is our measure of guideline. You don't want to overdo it too much and to stretch it, because you could injure your body. If you're running, you don't want to run too much because you can pull a muscle, you can hurt yourself like that. It's all good, but as long as we know our ability level and we take into consideration this. Now I'm going to show you an example of the weights on how to to lift weights properly. We're going to go over here to the bench. This is a bench. This works out your shoulders, your arms, and your pecs, your pectoralis major. Well, when you're doing this and lifting any weights, you want to make sure you have a spotter. In this case, I'm not going to have one. This is due to the fact that I know my strength and I know I can lift. Even though I know my own strength, I can still get injured. This is why I need to make sure to use something I know I can lift that's light. Even if you know you can lift 200 pounds and you can lift it once, do not do that by yourself, because you could always get injured or something. You want to go lighter than that. You want to lift, say, maybe 150 pounds just to make sure. Now a spotter is there just to make sure if you're lifting the weight and you're dropping it, he's there to help you pull it back up, because two people can obviously do more than one. It's like having, when lifting a sofa, how many people do you lift with? 2, 3, 4, depending on how big it is. You don't want to lift with just one. This helps you. So a spotter is there for like this. He's going to be here. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, lift. You're just going to have your hands on the bottom of the weight to ensure he doesn't drop it. Go down with him and be right there. If he lifts it by himself, that's great. You're just there to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. Now, if he's for some reason unable to lift it, you're always there. You catch it and you can help him pull it back up. So he's using his strength and you're using your strength to pull it up. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you bend your legs with your knees so you can lift with your legs, because you have more strength in your legs and your arms. So now, being that I know my own strength, I'm going to lift this once, which would follow the proper fitness things, because I know I can lift this properly. And I'm going to do it only one time, which I know I can. I can lift that with ease, but that's because I've had so much practice. If you're a beginner, you want to start lower, and if you're advanced, you can start higher, obviously. What I recommend if you're a beginner is maybe start with a bar just to see where you're at, and I always have a spotter. Just because you're a beginner, you might not be able to lift the bar, you might be able to do already 300 pounds on your strength. But start with something that's easy measurable so you can figure out from there. Now when we're doing this, you don't want to work out too much, because as with the weights you could tear a muscle, or you could get a hernia, which is a disease that's caused from lifting too much. Well, tearing a muscle will take a long time to recuperate, and it will not only outlast the benefits, the injury, but it'll decrease the benefits because you won't be able to use it. So example, I'm lifting a super heavy weight, and I tear my pectoralis major, which is this muscle. I would not be able to lift anything with his hands, so it decreases my performance. I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have surgery and not work out for maybe a year. I'm not sure the duration, but it's really going to decrease my performance. So I want to make sure I don't go too heavy. I want to make sure I can do something where I can do, but you always want to push yourself and do a little bit. You always want to overtrain, which is the overtraining principle, which we've gone over. And a hernia is when you're squatting, you have too much weight and a ball of fluid forms. This requires surgery and a long period of duration. I've had friends do this, and it's just from lifting too much. So you always want to make sure, follow the FIT principle. Now today what we're going to be doing in class is each of you are going to be writing down examples of exercises with a partner that y'all can do together to make sure you're following the FIT principle. Remember the FIT principle, you need to follow it. And you're going to have to make sure you follow the proper safety procedures. So an example y'all can use is, I'm going to go swimming with a friend at my pool, which is 100 meters long. It's a pretty large pool. So we're going to do so many laps for 30 minutes, and for example, it's me and my friend right here, Jim. Jim's gonna go first. He's gonna swim for 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna watch him just in case. And then we're gonna switch, and I'm gonna swim for 30 minutes, and he's always there just to help me. Y'all are gonna have to write down an example, and you're gonna have to display it to me. It's gonna be a shorter version due to our time, but you're gonna have to give me a little preview of it. All right, break off into your groups. I want 4 of you right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that corner of the gym. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and those 4 in the middle. Get in the middle part of the gym.